Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today we are going to talk about another clan boss team that people have requested that on one of my videos, because you know, if you've checked my channel, you've seen that I've done quite a lot of the Demethar comps, quite a lot of the Man-Eater comps, the Bat-Eater comps, but one of the ones that I actually missed, and I mean honestly I've still missed quite a few of them, but one of the ones that I actually missed and people requested quite a few times was the Mythfu. Like basically I'm already using the clan boss team. I don't have a key, so I have to show you in a different place. But the Mythfu is the one, is the team that uses, you know, Demethar, Fushan for his lead, Harris for the clan, Seeker for the boost, and you know, one slaughter for DPS. So the one that people requested was the Ninja Mythfu, because it's such a good team, you know. The core of it is extremely good. Having Ninja as a DPS can actually be, you know, can actually make you be able to one key even if you don't have the greatest gear in the world. You just need to get the right combination. Like for example, for me, I'm using, you know, I have decent enough gear on them. Like the speeds are a little bit high, I mean especially for Demethar, but at the end of the day your Demethar does not have to have any crit rate, you know. So if you just make this team and just straight up hit the stats that you need to hit on somebody like a Demethar and a Harris, you don't really care about the DPSs for them. The ones that you care about doing damage are Fushan, which is slow, Seeker, which again is slow, and then Ninja, which is again extremely slow. So this team could be extremely easy to build for your account. As long as you can hit the 2 high speeds, you're good to go, and you can easily one key Ultra Nightmare, Nightmare, Brutal, all affinities without any problems. I noticed that like with the specific speeds that I'm gonna show on this build for my account, it's a little bit tricky for Brutal, doesn't fall perfectly in sync, but on Brutal you only need 21 million damage, so you don't really care, you know, even if it doesn't fall into sync. As soon as you hit that 21 million damage, you're good to go. But let me just first show you the preset, like what you need to set up, and then I'm going to show you the run, and then we're going to come back and have a look at the builds and talk about how and what you can do better for this team. So when it comes to the preset, the way that I use it is I lock Fushan's A2 and A3 and just make him use the A1, because you know this one has a higher chance of keep getting extra hits, like you can hit 7 times in a row and get extra damage. However, my suggestion would be, because I didn't want to completely change my whole build for my own account, I just changed one or two pieces of gear on each champion just to get into the right speed so they can work with Ninja and just build it. But my recommendation is build Fushan with accuracy. Give Fushan 230 accuracy and do not lock his A3. Leave this decreased defense in there, because with Ninja you do not have any other source of decreased defense apart from his A1, which is not 100%. So apart from that one, you know, you wouldn't do like this, you would have like this. You just lock out his A2, let him do the A3 and the A1 as much as he wants to. Then Demethar, force it to the A3, then the A2 as the second priority, and then that's about it. You don't need to open with anything else. Harris, make sure you prioritize the A2, because sometimes she doesn't like to use it if somebody still has increased speed on themselves, and that can throw the tune off. Seeker, make him open with the A1, and then Ninja, make him open with the A3 and prioritize the A2. And that's about it. Nothing too crazy, nothing too complicated. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to play the run, and then we're going to come back at the end, see the damage that we did, and then show you the builds, and like I said, see what we can improve. So see you in a bit, guys. And we are back. So look at this damage. This was honestly the worst possible affinity on force, because like I mentioned, we did not have the decreased defense on most of the time because Ninja kept weak hitting. At the same time, Seeker did weak hits, plus Ninja didn't land all of his HP burns, but still he did 27.9 million damage. That's huge. Like 72.92, that's an easy 1 key damage, but there's lots and lots and lots of improvements that can be done to, for this team, like I have mentioned. So Seeker did 8.5, wrong affinity, Harris 11.2, Demetha 4.7. So like I mentioned, for Demetha, even if you don't get her to do damage, you don't care. Just get her to hit the speed and she's gonna do damage with the War Masters. And then Fushan 20.3, the 20.3 million damage. The reason why Fushan is being brought in these type of teams are not just because of his speed leads for 24, which is you need to keep him in the lead, because otherwise you need to up the speeds of everybody else. So it's not just of his lead, but it's also because of the damage that he puts, and at the same time because his force affinity, this one makes it easier. You do not have to swap anything out for spirit like you have to do for the other Myth comps, because he's straight up gonna be the stun target instead of Harris, and Harris can keep cleansing. That's like, you know, there's several reasons why Fushan is so good, and there's like a specific tune made along him, not just because, like, you know, he can smash. So let's have a look at the builds. So straight up starting with Fushan, the way that I have him built, I have him actually in a retaliation set. These are the stats, you know, 191 speed, 100% crit rate, 260 crit damage, decent attack, no accuracy. Like I said, you would like to try and get some accuracy on him actually. Get an accuracy banner, get him to 230, 250 is preferred accuracy, and you're good to go. These are the Masteries. I like to have, you know, the War Master, and I like to have Deterrence because we tank the stun, so we can counterattack every time somebody else takes the, you know, the stun. For example, on Spirit Fushan takes the stun, on every other affinity it might be Seeker or, you know, somebody else. So it's good to have this one for extra damage. Then Ninja, these are again same thing, Ninja's Masteries. Maybe for Ninja I would prefer to go down the support tree instead of the defense tree to get Master Hexer and Sniper, since he's the only debuffer that you run in the team. This might be helpful for you, know. This could give you some extra HP burns to stay there longer, and same for the decreased defense. And again, same thing, you know, the lifesteal doesn't really matter, but the War Master. War Master is what you definitely want for the damage. Then Demetha, these are the messages for Demetha, same thing, War Master and support. I took her with the Steadfast, even though she's not necessarily gonna take the stun, but one thing you can actually do is, if you're struggling to hit that high speed, just go down Steadfast and go down the Lord of Steel path. This one can give you, with the speed sets, if you have 3 speed sets, you can gain another, I think it's another like 6 speed, which can, you know, be the difference between you actually being able to build it or not. You don't want to take Elastic Gift though, because it might change some actually I don't think it's gonna influence it, but you know, you might have some extra buffs that doesn't really help you, so you can take anything else down here. Obviously, one of the things you do not want to ever take in clan boss is Rapid Response or Arcane Celerity, because it can throw off the tomb by gaining turn meter, plus avoid taking Cycle of Magic on people like Demetha or like Harris. They need to do their skills at the right time, or like even Seeker. You know, you want them to do the skills at the right time, do not take Cycle of Magic. I think even for Ninja, maybe you do not want Ninja because he needs those A1s because of his turn meter boost. Then let's have a look at Seeker. Seeker again, having retaliation gear, 184, 100%, 234, you know, that's all you care about him, to hit the right speed and to do damage. These are his Masteries. Same thing, you know, like the War Master and the Deterrence. Oh yeah, I didn't show the speeds for Demetha. So basically Demetha's 1 speed set and some random other stuff. She needs to be 296 speed. You know, this can be tweaked a little bit higher, a little bit lower, but make sure you check it in the calculator before you change speeds, because you know, you might be able to change one, but if you change some other ones, make it all over the place, it might not work. So be careful when you do those changes. And then the last one, Harris. Harris is running at 261 speed, 100% crit. Like I managed to keep her the same as for my previous build. Normally you want her to be like 264 in this build from what I've seen, but this works fine, this works decent. She can actually do a bit of damage. But my suggestion is like this: if you can, and if you have the toxic set in this team, because you do not have any poison or weaken, you only have HP 1 and decreased defense, try to get your Harris in a toxic set. If you get it in a toxic set, and maybe, I don't know, maybe even if you have some revenge pieces, but not for her, revenge pieces for everybody else, because in this one you cannot take advantage of the Retribution Mastery like in the unkillable ones. So you cannot take advantage of this one because, let me move myself a bit. You know, you don't lose 20% of the max HP because you don't take any damage. This one's good for the Bat Eaters alongside, you know, Life Drinker and War Master. For Bat Eaters, for the usual Man-Eater ones. So, what you would try to do here, like, look how I went. You definitely want Steadfast. It's 100% mandatory, otherwise it can be tricky and she can get the stun. Even though, like, yeah, maybe she's not gonna get the stun because Fushan is in the lead. You still want to avoid it. So take Steadfast on her, and again, try to come down to Lord of Steel, as it might help you hit the speeds if you cannot hit it as easily. But like I said, if you can try and get Toxic on her, I know it's kind of a high speed requirement, but if you can do it, if not, then just get the Seeker. Just get your Seeker in Toxic. Getting some poisons in there can be extremely helpful because they can be like a few decent million damages that can up your damage. And you know, if you don't have the, you know, the best gear in the world, those Toxics can be the difference between you actually wanking or not. At the same time, like I mentioned, if you have good retaliation sets, put them on your champions. Maybe not on Ninja because he might be thrown out of tune, but put it on the Seeker, put it on Fushan. You know, these two that are slower. Try and get the Toxic on Hayrest, even if you don't have 100% crit rate. Get as many revenge pieces, like see I have one here, two here, as many revenge pieces as you can on these people, because every time they counterattack, more War Master, more damage. That means, you know, you can one key easier, I guess. But this is gonna be it for the video today, guys. I hope this is helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. You know, I don't know, if you have some other team or something else that you want me to try out and test out and make a guide on that I haven't done already on my channel, just leave it in the comments below, and I will try and hopefully if I have the champions, I'll make a video on that. But see you in the next one, guys. That's gonna be it. Peace, love, take care everyone. Bye.